So hopefully you guys can hear me. All right, I want to do a poll. Okay, we're gonna do a poll. Um, so I'm gonna do a poll real quick. Gonna ask a question. And hold on. I've never done this before on here, so I'm just shooting my shot on this. Okay. So I want you guys to participate in the poll because I want to see just where you guys are, like where you would need clarity. I have a couple of options here. So where do we need clarity at this time? Right now, you guys, we have the world views. So that's anything going on in the world right now, or just like a maybe just an open energy read on things going on in the world. Um, then we're gonna ask divine connection. You guys need clarity around that subject or topic. And then you have spiritual journey as an option. If you want to know what's going on with you spiritually, where you're at with your spiritual journey, things like that, or other anything maybe I did not mention that you feel like maybe you would want some clarity as a collective. So where everyone is, going to touch and agree, I want to see. And then we'll pull based on that. So I'm gonna leave it up to you guys, all right? Um, don't be shy. Participate. If you're a lurker, then maybe you shouldn't be here. If you're not wanting to participate, maybe this just ain't for you. So I'm going to give you guys a moment, and I do need to share this live. So let me do that. And I got to make sure I can even hear myself to begin with. Hold on. Let me do a sound check before I forget. Okay. Let's see. So participate in that poll, y'all. Okay, we got a vote. Thank you for whoever voted for spiritual journey. Okay. All right, let me see. Hold on. How do I get to my live? Oh, okay. Let me see. Yep. Okay. I can hear myself. Good. Okay. All right. So let me create a post here. Yeah, I want to see where the collective is. Like, it's one thing for me to like be guided onto what to talk about and stuff like that, like subject matters and things, but um I want to hear from you guys first and foremost. So go ahead and participate in that poll. And first of all, can you see it? Because from my end, I don't see the poll. Like, I can see it from the device that I'm going live on, but when I'm looking at from my iPad's point of view, I don't see the poll itself. So I don't know. Um, if I knew the words. Lucky for some of y'all, I do know how to carry a tune, but I don't know the lyrics to that song. So I don't know if you're trying to be funny, but I don't know the lyrics to that. I know the melody of it. All right, let me go ahead and add it to. It's probably late where some of y'all are. It's 7:11 p.m. here right now where I'm at. Some of you guys, it might be different times of the night or the day. So, let's see. Mhm. Yeah, participate in that poll, y'all. I want to hear from you guys. Where do you want to see? Yeah, I don't see the poll. Let me see. Oh, now I see it. Okay. Okay, that was kind of weird. Yeah, go ahead and cast your votes. I only have one vote so far. Where do you feel like you need clarity? And then we'll pull on that based upon that. Based upon that, those subjects or other, whatever, if I haven't mentioned it. Mm, Share. See. I really wish I could play some music. That would be nice. That would be nice. Okay. All right, I had to sound the alarm here. Go ahead and participate in that poll, y'all. What type of reading would you guys like to see? We have worldviews, we have divine connections, spiritual journey, or other. I'd like to hear from y'all. Come on now. We have one vote. Is that one vote going to speak for us all? Because that's what it's looking like. That's what it's feeling like. That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. 2 votes. Okay. Spiritual journey. All right. We're going somewhere with this. Okay. Who is this? Not sure who you are, but hello. I don't know if you like an old past subscriber back in the day or whatnot. But I've been on YouTube. I ain't been nowhere. But YouTube don't really fuck with me like that, I'm assuming. But you know. But yeah. I've been on this whole entire time. I've been on YouTube for like over 10 years, just about, if not 10 years, at least 9. I've been on consistently. But yes. Okay, let's see. We have 2 votes still, and it's on spiritual journey. So that might be where it's at. But I'm gonna give y'all just a little bit more time. There's 7 people on here. One of them is myself, so probably 6 people technically, because I am looking from another device, monitoring my shit from another device. So some of those views, you guys, participate in that poll. Where would y'all like to tap in right now? Don't be shy. I can't see who's voting. No one else can see who's voting. So if you're shy, you don't want to be seen and stuff like that, I can't see it. Nobody else can see it. What your poll is, or your choice is. So you ain't got to be shy, okay? Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope everybody's doing good. Or happy Mercury Day. Mercury retrograde is over. I think it's in the shadow phase right now, but technically it's over. It was a very aggressive one, I must say. That Mercury retrograde was fucking a lion with stank breath just roaring in everybody's face with just all kind of shit. But it needed to happen. Some things needed to come about. you know that lion woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or did he? I don't know. um but every retrograde, because we have different retrogrades happening right now, not just Mercury. It was slow. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it might affect people differently, I assume. Obviously, we have different things in our natal chart. I do believe in the stars and how it affects us, as spiritual beings. um and you're a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. My Mercury is in Gemini. So every time, like, I notice I have problems with my devices. That might sound cliche. And then on top of that too, I always have issues with shipments, or like orders and stuff like that, like just crazy shit happening. But this time it was just on 10, like really crazy. Really crazy. Okay. All right. I'm gonna pull because I'm not gonna waste anybody else's time on here, because I wanted to do something interactive with um my subscribers, and like give them the floor to choose what topic to tap into, because sometimes, like, I want to see where you guys are. Like, yeah, like I'll be guided to come on and maybe do like specific messages, or I'll just come on and just leave it open and just allow what comes through. um but I try to be considerate of my audience and like what they want to hear, what they want to know and receive clarity about. But I can't do that if y'all don't participate in things. Like, that's an issue. I don't know if that's like a YouTube thing, but like engagement on here is really ass. It's really trash on here. You know, I don't know what that's about. I don't know if it's shyness. I don't know if it's like people that just lurk and don't have good intentions be on my shit, or just people just are lazy and don't know how to interact with people, or just don't care to do that. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know. Y'all gotta tell me what it is. Because the poll ain't revealing who you are. It's confidential. I can't even see who's voting. That's hidden. That's always hidden. Even on the community tab, I can't see who's voting. So doesn't matter. It's hidden. But I need some participation, y'all. I got only 2 votes so far. Um, and those 2 votes are leaning towards spiritual journey. So I might just go ahead and just set it as it is and read. Because there's no other participation right now. So, because I really don't want to waste y'all time. Okay. 3 votes. 3 votes say spiritual journey as well. Are y'all just choosing that because somebody else chose it, or that's really what y'all want? Don't be shy. Like, y'all choose what y'all really want. I want you guys to open up some, okay? Just open up a little bit. It helps me to want to come on here. Like, sometimes, like, I be like, YouTube is a tough crowd, in not a good way. I want to do something for everyone, not just like one read on one person. This is for everybody to participate. So I need full participation from everybody. If not, like I'm gonna be honest, like YouTube is just so draining sometimes. Like for real. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Y'all, I don't know if I'm old, if YouTube is just not the same as it used to be, because YouTube used to be fun back in the day for me. Like I used to enjoy coming on here. But I think things have shifted. People are in different places in their lives, and some people, like, YouTube has an abundance of different readers, so it's just like, bitch, I can just click off this shit and go somewhere else and consume something else. Like if I get bored or I don't want to hear what you got to say, I want to hear about some bullshit, I'm just go to another channel or whatever the case may be. Or short attention spans, free consuming, I don't have to participate, I don't have to like nothing, whatever. I don't know what y'all be on. I really don't. I really don't. Yeah, I used to enjoy coming on here, and granted, because I don't know if you've been on my channel lately, but yeah, my energy has shifted from just too much light and like too much, because I feel like my energy has always been the same. Like my mission for my readings have been the same, but I did like focus a lot on love readings and how do they feel in a way that was, in my opinion, at the time, like back in the day, it was um mm, I'll say this. I feel like my energy has evolved, so has my readings. So it may not be always palatable for everyone, because I'm at a place right now where I'm not in that Disney fantasy state of mind when it comes to love as I was in the past. Like I still believe in divine loves and partnerships and connections and things like that, but I have a more ground around it. Um, my self-value and worth is more solidified than it was back then. Like back then I was even dealing with bad connections with friends that weren't really for me and stuff like that. I wasn't respecting myself in the way that I should. And I feel like I may have given off an energy to people, viewers and subscribers, that just kind of low hanging fruit energy of myself. Like just consuming, just take, and not really, like, people don't really fuck with you like that. They just like you as long as you're feeding them what they want to hear, or you're palatable, or you're safe enough to listen to, safe enough to consume. But when it comes to like really investing in oneself and being real with self, that doesn't come in mass. There's not a lot of people that consume that type of content, or shouldn't say consume, but seek out that sort of content, you know. And it's so funny to me that people don't really invest in their healing as much as they invest in their gym memberships, their makeup products, their hair products, getting their nails and feet done, or men, we're getting their hair cut. Like, we can invest in that type of hygiene, but when it comes to spiritual work, when it comes to investing in ourselves in a spiritual level, and I'm proud of people that invest in therapy, that invest in counseling, because that means they care about their mental health. That means they care about their wellness, or people that get spiritual um, counseling or cleansings and things like that, where, with trusted sources, because spiritual cleansing with the wrong people, they be putting shit on you and all that crazy stuff. But like, I just wish, because my sis said this, it was so like, it was a good way to describe it in such a grounded way. It's like, if I can invest in skincare and spend thousands of dollars on skincare every year, or on makeup and beauty products and getting my hair and nails done, or gym memberships and stuff like that, why is it that people feel like, oh, we can just come on YouTube, or we can go on TikTok and consume, or just sit back and just take spiritual stuff for play and not invest? And it's really sad. I have to say it. As a person, I guess I would have to call myself a content creator, because I create content, even though I don't look at myself in that way. I just do. I just post as I'm led, and I do try to um, kind of fit the culture with what I do. Like, let's participate, let's do this, stay on it. But it is draining, especially when you just come on here and people just, they don't give of anything. They just sit back or they just consume. And not saying that everybody needs to make themselves visible and comment, hey, what's up, girl? Oh yeah, that resonated. I don't need all of that. That's fine. A simple like would be nice. Um, that's it. Some engagement of some sort, instead of just scroll, 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 or oh, and if you genuinely like something, then like it. If you don't, you don't have to like it. You know what I mean? You don't even have to like me as a reader. Or a person per se. My thing is respect me as a messenger. Respect the messages that come. You may not always like the way I deliver things or like me as a person, because I'm not on here to make friends and build personal relationships. I don't want anybody to have a parasocial relationship with me if they don't know me personally. I don't want that. That's not healthy, right? But at least respect the people that you consume their messages, their readings, their content. You know what I mean? Like, it's too much content on here to consume where people don't value it enough. You know what I'm saying? They don't value the people that put their foot into it. And I'm not talking about just aesthetically and with intros and with, their setups and stuff like that, but like their integrity, their connection to source God, and their respect of the message and the respect of those who are the receiver of the message. In a sense of, when I say respect, it doesn't mean that you get to like walk all over people, comment negative shit, be rude, be nasty, be self-centered, force people to be what you want, cater to the messages that you want to hear. That's not where we come in to be like, oh, let me fold and let me bend to your will. No. So coming on here sometimes, I'm not even gonna lie, it's very draining and very gloomy sometimes, because um I appreciate the people that fuck with me. Even if you're silently someone that fucks with me, likes my videos or shares it with people that you feel like it may resonate with, or people that do suggest other people get a reading with me. I appreciate y'all. The ones that are loudly clapping and those that clap in the background. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Thank you. Um and I understand that my messages are not for everybody. I don't want to be a for everybody reader, because it's not going to resonate with everyone. It's not going to resonate with everyone. So I don't need it to be something that everybody taps into and likes and all that. Like, no, if you genuinely fuck with me and my messages, or you more so you fuck with yourself enough to say, the type of content that I consume, I want it to be something that helps me as a person, helps me grow, helps me reflect, help me shift something. Going back to what I said, my sis like made a point. Like, if people can invest in their beauty cares, their self-care or beauty regimens, their skin cares, their makeup, their hair, their nails, their feet, spending thousands of dollars on things like that, or going out to the club and spending thousands on bottles or whatever y'all be doing, right? Spiritual care is also something worth investing in. And some of us readers do not charge off the ass. There's some that do, and everyone has a right to price things in the way that they feel like speaks to their value and their worth of what they are giving, and their time and their energy that they put into these messages. Because some people on the other side just think we just be just clacking cards together and just pulling shit out the ass, or it just comes easy. Like, yeah, sometimes the messages they do flow, but as a human vessel, but spiritual first, you're allowing yourself to open up to a collective pool of people that, for one, are watching at the present moment, will watch later, and may watch down the line. So it's like you're tapping into multiple dimensions at once. I don't know about anybody else that be channeling or reading or whatever, but when I get done, I be hungry as shit. I be like, I gotta eat something. I need some water. I need something. Like, it's a lot of energy, and then you got to clear yourself. You got to close the energy down. You got to, anything that was opened up, tapped into, anybody's energy that may be lingering, you got to usher that, clear that out. you know thank you, thank God, thank the ancestors, thank our angels. All of that stuff goes into it. So it's not just, oh, I'm click clacking some cards and let me, that's That's the bullshit that kind of, I feel like, is promoted, and it makes it dilutes the sacredness of spiritual work and spiritual tools and spiritual messengers or prophets, seers, or whatever you want to call yourself. It dilutes it, and it kind of markets it into this like commercially, like trendy, clickbaitable type of bullshit. And that's not what this is. You know, that's not what it is. At least not over here, child. That's not what it is. We can have fun, but when it get down to the messages, I'm going to deliver it to you, and in the way that I, feel like it's respectable, you know, not mincing anything, not sugarcoating anything, but delivering it from a place of like hopefully relatability, because I don't know everything. And some of the things that spirit delivers to me to give to y'all, sometimes that shit hit for me. And I go back and I listen, or I'm sitting with it as I'm reading. I'm like, damn, I need to hear that shit too. So, you know, it's humbling. It is a beautiful thing to have a spiritual gift that you can share and help people with. And there's nothing wrong. And I used to shame myself, which is why I would lowball myself with pricing things low, to be like, oh, well, coming from an understanding place, like not everybody got it like that. But I be seeing like child, like sis, bruh, whoever, if you could spend like buku amount of money on a serum, just one item product, you spending $50, $60 on a lipstick or a makeup palette for $100 or whatever, and then people be like, oh well, I'm not paying for a reading that costs this and that. And it's like, if the reader is, I say, 90% accurate, 95, maybe 99% accurate, because I don't believe that any reader is 100% accurate. Like there's some things in there that are not, it's like, because we're still filtering through and trying to decipher and discern energies, right? As we're reading and filtering it through our human consciousness. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's never going to be 100% always. Like, even if there's some things in there that were accurate, there might be some things that may not be so clear or always on point, right? So if a person is a good ass energy reader, messenger, healer, or whatever source of healing or spiritual work that they do, and someone is like, if they find it valuable enough, they invest. And some people don't want to invest in it because people, and I just got to be real, a lot of people do not take spiritual things as sacred. They look at it as trendy. They look at it as something like the 8 ball, shake it up, give me an answer, tell me my future, tell me when I'm going to get this and when I'm going to get that. It's not coming from a place of what can I and how can I improve on these things? Or what's the possibility or probability if I do this or walk down this path? It's like everyone wants to be fed and no one wants to go within. With spiritual things, it is about self-improvement, and it's also about spiritual connectivity. So if you're getting tarot readings or you're getting spiritual work done, you also have to participate in a way for it to be effective and help transform your life. And it starts with you actively listening and discerning. But we got too much stuff online to just consume and just sit back and let me pick a card. When are they coming back? Like that type of shit doesn't improve anything for you if the reader is not giving it to you in a way that says, okay, are they going to come back? Yeah, maybe this, but consider this or that. Is this healthy for you? Where are you at with yourself? A real reader will tell you that. But no, sometimes it's like, let me keep it on the surface. You know what I mean? And even if it is collective readings, like collective readings do help because they meet you where you are. Like sometimes it's like the synchronicity that you need to hear at the time, like, oh, I've tapped into this at the right time. But nothing beats you receiving a personal message for yourself, for you to know, where it's one-on-one, where someone's tapping into your energy, that you trust to tap into your energy at least. But yeah, I'm gonna do a, not a reading, but probably a live discussion on like what prophecy really is, because I feel like that's another thing that is misconstrued a lot in the spiritual spaces and in the tarot spaces and the prophetic like spaces, like especially Christianity prophetic. I've seen a lot of tainted energy in that community as well, where people just come on to prophesy about, oh, you're gonna be famous, or you're gonna have money coming in, or your future spouse or your kingdom spouse this, your kingdom spouse that. It just sounds like some more twin flame, um, like the twin flame dogma. Like I understand twin flames from a perspective of divine counterparts, and then versus the twin flame dogmatic energy. Like that's a whole nother side of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's whole crazy side of things. But anyway, yeah, because prophets like back in the ancient times, like real prophets and prophetesses and seers, they were not prophesying about lukewarm shit. Like, not to say that it's invalid or it's inaccurate or it's not God given to tell somebody, hey, you're going to come into some money, or you're going to be blessed with a divine connection, or something along the lines of that, or whatever, right? um but back in the day when prophets would prophesy, they would prophesy about the things that people needed to take heed. um the Sibyls, for example, if you've ever heard of the Sibyl prophetesses, these women were renowned in their seeing and gifting abilities, and how they would divine and how they would translate their messages in a poetic form. Kings, kings of kingdoms would seek their counsel about their kingdoms, and they warned, I think it was, okay, it might not be Constant, I might got it mixed up, but one of those famous kings was warned about their kingdom. So when a prophetess comes, and if you look at the prophets in the Bible, you look at their stories, a lot of the things was to warn the people about things that they were heading into that they needed to correct and shift. Some of them would, uh, Joseph the dreamer, when he decoded the dream that the Pharaoh had, that he was able to save them from famine because they were going into a famine, and he was able to come up with a resourceful plan for their food, their stock, and so on and so forth, so that they could avoid the famine in Egypt. So it's usually things of, hey, I'm coming as a messenger. I'm coming as a light to shed upon something dark here, so that you corrected either something corrected within yourself, or how to fix something, how to avoid a disaster, or to watch our behaviors. It's never, or hardly ever, I should say, was it about, oh, this person is your soulmate. Oh, you're going to come into some money. You're going to be rich. You're going to be famous. They coming back in 6 days, 7 days. Like that stuff is trigger words. It sounds good. It tickles your ears. But like when you hear people talking about things that are to come in the planet, some people don't want to hear that shit, because for one, it takes you out of that fantasy and it makes it real. But a prophet is a mouthpiece to forewarn about things. This is not a Whoopi Goldberg movie where we sit down with a crystal ball and talking about the future and woo woo magic. Like it's not that. It's not that. That's Hollywood bullshit. And hell, even a gifted psychic or prophet or whatever, a seer, they'll be able to tap into all dimensions of things. But I feel like the part that we try to overlook and overskip, or we've been taught is a negative, is when we hear something we don't want to hear. And it's usually a message of something that you need to hear, that's giving you a course of action or a space to correct something, or to redirect your path in a way that's going to help you or save you in some way, or to get you out of something. But people don't want to do the spiritual work. They want to glamour. They want to brush over everything. They want to actually bypass the deeper parts of healing. They want to go on and put on the makeup, get the spray tans, and do that, eh, literally and metaphorically, instead of doing the real work that it takes, flushing your system of what you need to. It's like, nope, I'd rather go get it nipped and tucked. I don't want to do the work. I don't want to have to work it out and sweat it out in the gym. That's not how spiritual work works, or self-improvement. Self-improvement is a totality. It's inner and it's outer. Your inner world has to match your outer world. You cannot just glamorize the outside you're not really healing. You're not evolving as a person. Your external you might get the job, you might get the career, you might got the body snatch, you might got the man, you might got the ladies. But if your mind and your heart ain't right, or you're not shifting something within yourself, you're not really loving yourself. You're not transforming anything. To accept yourself is not to just accept, oh, this is just the way things is. It's like accepting, okay, that's something that I do need to work through, love myself, whatever. And it doesn't always have to be hard work. And that's why I appreciate my spiritual sisters, because, and this is where community comes in. You can't, and you're not supposed to do everything by yourself. No, there are some things that you're going to be called to work through independently, as you are your own sovereign being. But we have community, we have tribe for a reason. And so what I appreciate about my sisters is that the love that I struggle to open myself up to through wounding, through trauma, through bad experience in the past, to encounter people that will genuinely love you, to help you work through that and show you, no, you're loved. You come together as a community, as a sisterhood, as a brotherhood, to lift each other up, to be a space of support, even when you struggle to see yourself sometimes, or to be held accountable by people that really love you. So when I come on these lives, or when I do readings for people, or personal readings, or whether it be coaching sessions, or anybody that comes to me and just like wants to talk, sometimes people just share things with me. They don't want anything, they don't want a reading, they just want to share something with me. I appreciate that, because it's someone that's allowing themselves to be open enough to seek out the help, see themselves, or allow someone to see them, or to provide a safe space for a person to do their healing and unpacking. But with that, it's also an effort on you. It's like if you have someone, or you have family members coming over to help you unpack your new house, and you're just sitting on the sidelines where everybody's doing the work, that's kind of that spiritual bypassing. And that's not how it works. We get down on the ground together, and we sort this stuff out together, we unpack together. And there might be times where you want to silently sit with yourself and unpack, you know, because there's going to be times where people are not, like, it could be 3 a.m. in the morning, you might be going through something, crying, and remembering something that really hurt you, that was a painful experience, and your friends or your family might be asleep. Your partner might be asleep. Some things is between you and God, you know? And nowadays, like, a lot of us are unpacking things from beyond our even the time of our birth, that we unpacking and dealing with all at once, because nothing is able to be kept in the dark anymore. It's too much awareness of self now, in a way, or people seeking awareness of self. So actually, those 5 votes, that 100% of you voted spiritual journey, I get you. I got you. I'm gonna read for you. Um, but yeah, I say all this to say, like, the call to action is always reflection. And when we don't reflect within ourselves, we don't go within ourselves, the reflection will meet you in outer things or people outside of you. They will reflect back to you the things that, how you may neglect yourself sometimes, how you um don't feel that you're worthy enough, or where you cast doubt on yourself, or whatever your triggers are. It's hardly ever about the people that trigger you, but it's what's triggering you, the deeper root of it. That's the real part of it, you know? So I just want y'all to know, on the real, just being honest. Um, this is not an easy thing. Like, people think it looks easy, like pull some cards, this shit just start coming out your mouth, you tapping in, you hitting on things. It doesn't come easy. There's times where I don't always want to do this anymore. And sometimes I'm like, oh, well, it's an option. And some people might think it's an option. Well, bitch, delete your channel. Don't post anymore. But it doesn't work like that. At least not for me. It doesn't work like that, because this is a part of my calling. It is. Whether it's on YouTube and or off, um, whoever is meant to hear the message, they'll hear it. It's not going to be a traditional path for all of us where we come on and post and we get 12,000 views and 100 likes and people commenting, oh, that was so resonant. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, this hit. Oh, I just love your style of reading, or whatever, all the fluff. It's not going to be that way for everyone, especially if you speak as a mouthpiece for things that people are not ready to hear, that they have yet to hear, that people shy away from, the tough messages that people would actually like to cast to the side. I don't want to be that type of reader. I just want to read about fluff. I want to read about love. I want to read who's hating on you. I want to read about what's the gossip, what's the tea, who's spying on your social media. Well, what's the karma for the people? How is my ex coming back? That is far from what spirit places on the hearts of everyone. Some of that stuff, yeah, it might help you to a degree, but like some of it doesn't really matter. That shit doesn't really matter on the grand scheme of things. If you think about it, who gives a fuck about who's gossiping about you? They gossiping about you. They got too much time on their hands. Who gives a fuck about them? Who gives a fuck about the exes? You know, if there's something you need to spiritually protect yourself from and all of that, like that's one thing to tap into. Somebody like, what's going on? Spiritual surveillance. I gotta check in on that. Okay, I see. I get it. Love reading serve a purpose. Career reading serve a purpose. Yes. Friendship, family, that stuff serves a purpose. Yes, but it's all in the intention and what you're tapping into. Because some stuff is really just like, bitch, you wasting your cards on that. That is not something that you like. What that um and I remember for like a long time. I remember for a long time, like I would I think it was like around Christmas time, maybe 2018, 2019. I was like pushing out them pick a card readings, trying to keep up with the Joneses. Yes, channeling for real, yes, but like that's play school stuff in comparison to like what spirit really wants most of us to really tap into and speak on and assist with. That makes sense. And no disrespect, because that is a level where some of us start, um, and maybe like where our gifts kind of can develop and grow from, you know. But as you grow in your spiritual walk, your spiritual maturity, the more open you are to connecting with spirit and the more obedient you are to your inner guidance and voice and compass, so will your messages grow with you, you know. Um, and I come to terms with that. Like people gonna fall off this channel because they came in with the how do they feel readings every week. They came in on the twin flame readings and stuff like that. And not taken away from those subjects, because who doesn't want to know where somebody stands with them? Right? That like who wouldn't want to know that? Of course you want to know where someone stands with you. That's that's okay. That's human. But like the overconsumption of it, that's the problem. Because it's one thing to want to know something, but what you gonna do with the information that you know? Is it just to feed your ego to say, okay, I want to know where they're at? Oh, that's where they're at with me. Okay, let me sit back, wait, watch, let me stalk, let me obsess, let me um luminate or luminate, like what's limerence? Let me sit on that. No. If it's for the sake of getting and providing clarity or confirmation, and you do what you will with that, okay, cool. Divine connections for clarity and discernment. By all means, to know how to navigate in something. But if you're just watching it to feel good and hear that this person's coming back, or that this what's happening during separation, how long is this going to take? Because sometimes spirit's like, for one, half the time when we be asking about this person, is this my that motherfucker ain't your person. That might be somebody that's there to help you on your journey, help you awaken, you help them, you guys trigger certain things you have that experience, and then once you get it, it's over. The separation usually in any type of connection is for two people to sit with themselves, um, maybe to remove distractions out of each other's lives and presence. Like if this person has become a distraction for you, or you become a distraction for them on their path, or you're standing in the way of their spiritual growth and they're standing in the way of your spiritual growth, whether you're meant to be together or not, spirit causes separation even in friendships, family. If there's something that needs to be worked through separately, the more you separate yourself from things and people, places, and things, especially what distracts you, what takes you out of focusing on yourself. When you remove that out your way, the more clearer you are to see things as they are for real, because you're not illusioned. When you take away the sex and relationships, or that heavy attachment of just needing to be up under somebody 24/7, when you come out of that energy, you're able to see clearer. You're able to see clearer because you're not distracted. And in that separation process that you have, some of you might come to the conclusion or the understanding that that's not your person. That was never your person, right? Or you might see that, okay, this was the lesson I needed to learn. I've gone through separation with not just romantic partners, I've gone through separation with friends I needed to separate myself from, family members I needed to separate myself from, even separating myself from tarot cards, watching readings, getting readings from people so I could clear my motherfucking mind and see things a little bit more clear. You need to do that sometimes, right? That's needed. That's the fast that you need to fast from certain things. Doesn't mean that everything is bad, but if it's too much of something, then it becomes a weight and it becomes unhealthy, right? That's where it starts to become unhealthy. So yeah, hopefully that made sense. I mean, you know, not everything is meant, you know, for you, or at the time, you know. So it's always best to discern like what your energy is tapping into, where you're headed, where you're going. Like there's nothing wrong with energy check-in with self. Um, but we just gotta be more mindful of where we invest our time and our energy, you know? We gotta be mindful of that and how much. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with tapping in, soul checking, trying to discern, right? But it's all about your intention and how much you consume it. Okay. So I will never shame anybody, shun anyone away that wants clarity about something. My thing is this, is that what you do with the information, are you reflecting upon it? Is it helping you in any sense, or is just something you're just consuming and just something to like stay stuck in, or just an excuse to continue a cycle? You know you know what I mean? Like that's where the problem for me comes in. I don't want to be that. And I can't take responsibility for what people do with the message. I hope that I lay it out in a way that makes you think and reflect, discern. You know what I mean? That's all. Whoever voted other, if you're not afraid to expand upon that, what's the other? Like what other topic do you feel like we would need to tap into? Like what's uh your opinion? So I'm gonna do the spiritual journey read real quick. Let's see. Timestamp. Damn, 49 minutes. Okay, we be bumping our gums a lot, huh? Okay. All right, let's tap in. Okay. Spirit, source. God, thank you for your divine wisdom, truth, and clarity. For this collective of those who have voted and those who also will benefit from this guidance, this message around spiritual journey. What is the energy or the message for the collective of those here? What is it that you would like them to know, Spirit? We cast down any spirits of demonic forces, interferences, any projections, delusions, conclusions, confusions. We bind it, we block it from coming through. Clear the space with love, with peace, with truth, with honor, integrity. Our divine, wise, high counsel, Spirit, make me sensitive to the energies that you are delivering. What is going on within the collective of those seeking guidance about their spiritual journey? For those who need the discernment, those who need the reading. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Some of you guys this is about life path and career. Your finances as well. Okay. All right. Someone, or maybe a few of you, could have recently lost your job, or you've been out of work for maybe almost a year or 10 months at the most. Some of you guys are worried about your financial situation and like how you're going to take care of things. It's like you may know that you will have things taken care of. You're trying to balance out your finances. And for some of you guys are discerning between this could be something with a business opportunity or a new beginning in business or career or a new job. You're trying to juggle this out. Some of you guys feel like you didn't have enough time to prepare um, for this job loss or something like that. Like you didn't feel like you had enough time to prepare yourself. Let's see. All right. Yeah, Spirit is saying like you have faith in something. You have faith though, and you're trying hard to stay at it. And some of you guys, this is you want like a promotion in your current job. Something with your finances that seem kind of like imbalanced to you, or you're trying to stay afloat. But there's a part of you that has faith and you trust, and there's a part of you that is wavering in that trust or that faith a little bit. Spirit is saying to you, like, to keep doing what you're doing, like, especially if it's like, don't overwork yourself, don't overextend yourself to like burnout or over stressing yourself. But I feel like Spirit saying there's something that you've been doing that you need to keep doing, or you've been working towards, building towards, investing in, that you should continue to do. Continue to do that. Some of you guys that are out of work right now, you're not going to have these money problems for long, whether it is like a job or like Spirit is saying there's something with the work of your hands. Some of you guys could be mechanics. Some of you guys could be artists of some sort, or something just like with handiwork, um, physical labor work. Like you're good at that. Some of you guys love working with cars. You love working on houses or something. You have to have a tool in your hand or something. That's for some of you. And then others of you, it's like you already are working towards something. And like Spirit saying, continue to build upon that. This is not something new for you. This is something that you've been doing, you've been investing in. Guys, this angel here, this angel is of higher intelligence. They deal with spiritual technologies. They deal with the realm of um, some sort of spiritual sciences. So you guys are pretty crafty, not in a like a negative sense, like crafty in that sense, but like you guys are very hands-on. You guys are great at problem solving things or putting things together, making ways out of nothing. really like stay steadfast because I see either someone coming in to help you or like someone how do I explain this? It's kind of like a person that either already knows what you do or has been watching your work ethic, or is aware of like, oh, I hear that you fix cars, or oh, I hear that you do hair, or because it's something with the tool that you have, or you know how to use things. And it's like, okay, let's say you're a massage therapist. Your tools could be your hands, your tools could be the oils that you use, or something like a rolling massage pen or something. I don't know. Um, Something where you have the skills, you're hands on with it, and that someone that is going to invest in that, I feel like, and this is a very generous person. This is someone that may feel like they need your expertise or your help in some kind of way. They're willing to invest, or they're wanting to promote you if this is a job. If for some of you that are out of work, it's like you have something that blesses you, that blesses someone else. That's the thing that I'm seeing. Virgo season could be very significant for a lot of you. Virgo season could be a better time, maybe financially for some, or you just feel more in a lighter space during Virgo season. If you're watching this outside of that timeline, I feel like you're going to come out of some sort of, with the Hermit card here, I feel like you're going to come out of some sort of depression soon. Okay. You're not going to be in this energy for very long because I feel like you understand that something that you once were standing on, it needed to change or it needed to end. It was outdated, it was played out, or it's just like you're feeling that uncomfortability because you know that there's growth elsewhere, or that you need to evolve or to grow through something or out of it. Yeah, because this is a cycle that's going to end pretty soon. Like you're not going to be in this energy for long. Okay. I see the votes shifting a little bit. Thank you for that. Let's see. Yeah. Um, you guys are clearing out. It's like you're leveling up. So like whatever is kind of at a certain level that you've already grown past, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's not going to work as it once was. Like there's something that you either are walking away from, or your energy is shifting around it. And it's like this is your elevation as you move up, because it's like it's calling you. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, excuse me. It's more so like spirit showing you when things start to seemingly fall apart or not work out, it's an energy shift that's taking place, some sort of redirection and elevation that's happening out. It's like you're outgrowing certain things, certain spaces. It's time to do something different, shift it up, move up. That's what I'm getting. Pay attention to the animals that you see quite often. Those are messengers for you. They have a message. Look it up. You know what kind of animals you're running into or you see often that come to you, because they have a message. It's like they're your guardians right now, and they may be showing you like your power, your gifts, the type of energy that you need to tap into right now. Yeah, and if you're seeing birds, a lot of them are encouraging you to free yourself. It's time for freedom. Wherever you've been caged up, boxed up, feeling stagnant at, it's like it's a freedom. It's not a curse. It's not a punishment. This is for you, like freeing yourself. This could be freedom for you to travel, for you to move, change locations, whether that's job, whether that's living, whether that's a school situation, something about expanding your territory. Okay. If you guys are dreaming of being on airplanes, you're dreaming of birds, this message definitely could be for you. Yeah, pay attention to your dreams. You got the goddess of dreams that came out of the deck. So your visions and your intuition right now is giving you the keys and the codes that you need. Pay attention to them. Like I was saying in the reading last night, document your dreams. Like it because most people sleep with their phones next to them. You can use your notepad in your phone or a voice memo and record your dreams in detail before you forget them throughout the day because it can happen. Or if you can, like, get up as soon as you can, ground yourself, get up, write your dreams, like everything that you can remember into fine detail, what people were wearing, or if there were people there, what was the color, was it night, was it day, who was there, how did you feel, what was being said, if anything was said, did you see some numbers, did you see um, clothing, jewelry, objects, animals, like what were you seeing, were you driving, were you in a car, were you in an airplane, were you at a store, were you at a house, like all of that, like write all of that down. Even sometimes the time that you wake up, if you can document it on your voice memo or your notes or something like that, or just write it down, like even that is helpful. So you might feel a range of emotions right now. One minute you feel tired and you feel a burst of energy. One minute you feel like really happy, and then you feel really sad or depressed, or you think you're depressed, or you feel connected to everything and everybody, or you enjoy being around people. And next, you want to be by yourself, or you feel alone, or you want to be by yourself. There's a lot of different emotions that you like, different currents of emotions that you're feeling. Okay, tap into that because I feel like spirit is saying that there is messages within emotion, and sometimes you do got to honor how you feel. Like if you're tired, right? But I would say to check in with that. Um, you guys, some of you may have the gift, or you're tapping into this ability or this gift. Um, Maybe to tap into your akashic records, or you're very interested in uncovering your history, where your ancestors come from, not necessarily DNA tests. It could be like those senses, like looking up the senses of your, like lining things up, like finding your grandparents' birth certificates and things like that. Like there, it could be that you're interested in those things. Studying different timelines or points of history, different historical figures. There's something where you're looking for yourself in these things. Um, Not getting lost in it, but like anything that's calling you to a place of understanding yourself. Um, that's kind of what I'm getting. Like you might be finding information of you or about you. Hmm. Right now, gratitude is the biggest thing that spirit wants you to focus on. That's the biggest thing. Um, that's the biggest thing is your gratitude, because even with all that's going on, it may be out of like a place where you feel like you're not totally in control of it, and it's things that are happening that you wish that you could change, that you can shift. Um, but spirit saying, if you really look at everything, have I ever left you without, even with you having to shift or change some things, or certain things ending maybe. What are you doing, Nova? What's the matter? Hmm? Even with all of that, um, you've been taken care of, and you will continue to be taken care of. Okay. Um, so I see the poll. We have 14% worldview, 7% divine connection, 71% spiritual journey, which we just did that, and then other 7%. So I'm not sure what the other is. You guys would have to comment in the chat what the other is that you want me to look into. I'll do the divine connection in a separate reading, separate live. I'll do a quick world view on this one because that's like the next percentage up. So let's just kind of tap in. Is there anything that we need to know around that? Let's see. What is the timestamp? Okay. All right. So let's tap into the worldview, anything that spirit wants us to know as a collective, what's going on is around the world. Okay. All right. Open this gateway, this portal. Greetings. Let's open this gateway, this portal of energy. What's going on in the worldview? What do we need to know? What do we need to see? Got 20% for worldview now. Okay, I got y'all. I got you. I got you. Let's see. Worldview. What's up? What's going on, Spirit? What you want us to know? All right. A lot of you guys are birthing something that is going to be needed. It's needed now, though you may feel like it's not needed now, only because could be like the way things are right now, how things appear to look on the outside. You have Oya at the bottom of the deck. Okay, Thunder and Storm Goddess Oya. And her energy came through to me. It wasn't as raging or as loud as like a Shango energy. The other night, the wind actually sound as closest to how I can describe it, almost like an ocean wave, how it's just like that steady, calm, you know what I'm saying? Like that relaxing sound of the ocean. The wind sounded like that. And I just sat with it. I laid in my bed and I just laid, and it was very soothing, but I was being guided to listen and tune into the wind's frequency. And the energy that I picked up on was, this is a shift. Things are shifting, things are changing, and you are to flow with it like the waves, like the tide. You just need to flow. And sometimes that flow could be waves that slap, that are rise and high, and like you can't even catch your breath sometimes, but you need to flow with it. It might be steady, flow with it. That was the energy that I picked up from it. So there are many shifts that's taking place on the planet. Some things is gonna be like, what the fuck is happening? Right? Um, hmm. I've said this plenty of times, and I don't know how many messages, probably back during the pandemic era, maybe a little bit after. There's going to be a regulation of the food, and I feel like when people are not tuned in, they're going to freak out instead of seeing it as a way to kind of, okay, going back to what I was saying about Joseph the Dreamer, when I was talking about like prophetic abilities and gifts and like how to utilize them and how ancients would walk in their gifts. Joseph the Dreamer um, was a prophetic dreamer. That was his gift. And his gift was told or talked about amongst the people. And the Pharaoh wanted to meet him because he wanted desperately for someone to decode this dream that he could not figure out what it meant. And Joseph was able to break it down, and in a way where he saved Egypt from famine by coming up with a resources, like a resource plan of all their resources, how we're going to utilize it, how we're going to, take care of the food, and like what's going to happen with the climate change and all of that. He was able to break all of that down, and it helped. And even so much so that the Pharaoh promoted him. He had his own palace. He was a man of his own. Like he came into riches because of that. So that's kind of similar for you. Maybe not in that extent or that way, but who you are and what you have to bring to life Keep doing what you've been doing. If this is about like your gifts or something that you have or your ability, you could be a resourceful person. You could be someone that people hire on to help them with their finances, someone that helps people with their credit. I don't know, whatever is going to be needed in the future, you have the ability to help manage this for people or speak to the people or give them insight, give them plans. It could be expertise, something that you're studying, something that you have a degree in, or something that you have a gift in, whatever that case may be, that is going to be needed. People may not see it now. Maybe you see way ahead. Some of you guys could be into economics, structures, things like that. Um, you pay attention to those types of things. Some of you guys can see the signs of the time. Some of you guys are farmers. Some of you guys may want to have your own farmers markets, things like that. Get with other people that have that. Like that's you, right? Um, some of you guys, you're root workers. You work with the elements of the earth. You know how to curate medicines. You know how to curate elixirs. You know how to uh like know how to help people in certain ways with their health, with um protecting themselves. You have those gifts and you have those abilities, and people are going to seek you out. People of different walks of life are going to seek you out. Maybe not right now, because I feel like you're way ahead of time, if that makes sense. Hey Tawanda, how are you, sis? Hey. um Greetings, Robert. Hey everybody, greetings. um you are one of them people. You're a person that is ahead of time. You're prophetic. So don't give up now, because you're just, it's almost like spirit is preparing a lot of people for the time shifts that we're going into, because it is going to be around uh, our resources. Okay. I do see food. But like if anything comes out like, oh, you go to the grocery store, you can only buy 2 cartons of milk or 2 things of eggs or 2 things of loaves of bread, depending on the size of your family. Because I had a dream probably back in 2023, maybe 2022. I can't remember. It's around that era. I had this dream of being at a grocery store at night, and the store was going to close at a certain time, of course, right? Stores close at certain hours. But they were telling us like at certain hours we can only purchase a certain amount of groceries by quantity. Not so much like what it's going to come out to when you ring it all up, but more so like the quantity of what you're getting. And it was like a family ahead of me, and they looked like this was a Caucasian family, and they looked like they were dressed up really nice. They had suits and gowns on, and even they, and I feel like this is metaphoric, even they were told, hey, you can only get a certain amount of food. So there's no prejudice or systematic racism in these structures. It's going to go for everybody. At least probably not like the elite people, but like people that are quote unquote maybe a little bit wealthier, have a little bit more than the average family or middle class home family. So that's kind of what I was saying. But if people look at it as, oh my God, like, yeah, to a degree, but it seems like people are going to be able to maneuver through this in a way. It's not going to be as bad as people think, but it is going to be um, a point or a shift of some sort that needs to happen, where some people are not going to be okay with that. They're going to freak out about it, but it's not something to freak out about. People might not want to travel on airplanes for a while. Some people might be trying to travel. I'm seeing through water. Might be a lot of people traveling through water. I don't know. That's kind of dangerous, in my opinion. Unless it's like big ships or something. It's really interesting. I'm gonna clarify this. Let me see. I'm gonna pull off the top. Ooh, spirit. Should I say that? These look like carnival ships. Like, okay. I'm gonna just say for entertainment purposes, because I'm not 100%. This is just how it's coming through to me. I don't know if like some people are going to like buy cruise tickets, because when you get on cruises, it's like a little vacation thing, and you come back, right? Some people might use this to get out of the country. I'm just saying. Uh, that's what I'm getting. That's clear as day. Because at first I was looking at this car and I was like, okay, looking at the boat, this looked like some Atlantic slave trade type energy. But I'm like, nah. In a way, I kind of do feel that. Like some people might travel through boats to get to certain places. But then I'm like, this is a little more sneakier than that. So like people might get carnival tickets, like literally the carnival, like commercial cruises tickets with the plans of leaving the country. I don't know how that would work, but I don't know. It's weird. Either to get, I don't feel like it's people trying to get into the US, but this feels like some people that might try to get out of the US for some reason. I don't know. That's weird. Um, there's more to this, and it's not coming through clear. Like I'm getting too much, like too many pieces trying to put it together, because I am getting something about the Caribbean, like where people may want to. Some I'm hearing like go back home. Some of you guys could be like from the Caribbean or something, and like trying to get back home or something, or people just want to station there. I don't know. That's not for everybody, but it's something about these cruises, or people traveling by boat not wanting to travel through airline. There's going to be something on the show, the TV show Black Mirror, or a show that has the word mirror in it, that something is like coming to pass with that, like something real, um, that will come to pass. I'm getting, mm, getting something too, like where they're gonna have some sort of scanner that's, I mean, I feel like they already do have this. And this is something why people do not want to travel. Um, they might cut down on it though. Like even if you're trying to travel through waters, they're gonna have some sort of scanning system. And it looks like it's with the eyes. I don't know if it's the chip, because I do see the eyes and the forehead maybe. It's like the soul, the window to the soul. They want to be able to read you. Um, this sounds crazy as shit, but I have to say it. This sounds crazy as hell. Um, for entertainment purposes, when you're using devices, it might scan your eyes and it's reading into you. This sounds so. I don't want nobody to be paranoid, because I got to be careful what the fuck I say. Cover your devices, like that little. I can't speak for all devices because I don't know how they work, but if there's anything on your phone where the camera is where it's facing your face and there's like a little dot piece or some little red light or something, cover that when you're not using it or when you're looking into your phone, because if something's looking into your eyes, I don't know what the fuck. Child, don't listen to me, okay? Look, I don't know what I'm talking about at all, you guys, okay? Don't listen to me. Um, yeah, that's a little freaky. What the fuck? Crazy as hell. Yeah, y'all, cover your crown chakras, y'all. I don't like this. Clarify this. I feel like even when you go outside, you guys, if you wear hats, kudos to you. Um, you wear scarves and stuff, like start covering your crown, or maybe metaphorically, when you go out, even outside, to cover your head. Because there might be something, oh Lord. This bird is making me think of like bird flu. So I don't know what that has to do with anything. And then like your food that you eat. Um, yep. Okay, clarify this. There's going to be a mass. Ooh, okay, yeah. 2 months. 2 months. There could be like towards the end of the year. I want to say like October, November. But I'm getting November for some reason. Around that time, there's going to be something like where a collective of people, they're sparked by it. Um, they're activated by something, energetically speaking, activated, like a message, something or some sort of truth coming out, being revealed. Expect more exposures. I don't know what this has to do with the world view of things, but like expect more exposures in like entertainment, like people turning on each other. Um, and that is a good sign that some sort of system is being turned upside down. People are not falling for the okey doke, where there might still be some people that are receptible to be used spiritually in a negative way, but there's a large number of people I feel like that are not falling for the okey doke. There's something with November that's significant. Mm, yeah, I feel again like those that are tapped in to their spiritual gifts. I'm getting like a collective energy where um, there is some sort of collective justice for women or something, or like people that have been wronged. Um, I don't know if they're going to talk about goddesses or something's going to come out like a history. It's not this year, like something about goddess energies or something. Let's say like, for example, like Mary Magdalene, like something about her may come out, something reverencing feminine energy, or like history or something being uncovered or something like that. Or let's see, what is this? Yes, there is like this birthing of goddess energy. Like it's already kind of happening in a sense, but like in a physical where people are going to see it, but they may not like what they see. Like some people are going to be against this, not wanting to hear it. So it could be like, oh, we discovered um, this was the mother of civilization. Well, I don't know, civilization, or Mother Mary really was this, or so. It's like, or Mary Magdalene was this in history. Really, this is truly her. Like something's going to come out like that. I feel like I don't know if it's going to be this year, but I got that energy maybe 2 years ago too. Like I don't know what happened to this interview, but this man interviewed me um, for a college, and I guess one of the girls elected for him to interview me. I don't know what happened to that. Don't understand why that man never released that, gave that to me. But anyway, I said in that he asked me, "What do you see? What predictions do you see?" And I said, "There's going to be a rise of like a feminine collective that are standing in sovereignty, and it's going to also trickle down to the young women or to the young girls in some kind of way. Like that's the best way that I could put it into words, something along the lines of that. But this feels like that's already happening now. But this feels like something coming out about like a goddess energy or something. I don't know, or a very prolific ancient female figure or something. I don't know if that makes sense. What else? There's a neutralized, like, yep, know what the fuck I be seeing. Okay. there's like a neutral, like a neutralizing, cleansing, something like a distorted view of femininity, distorted view of what um, feminine power is, the image of femininity, something along the lines of this. Why this is important? Because it represents the divine shift and things aligning in order and out of disorder or chaos. What I mean by that is like the lies that we've been told, the distortions that we've been told over time, over history, also play in the role of the imbalance of the planet. Yep. Thank you, Spirit. Yep. Okay. So I got the shamanic healer with cleansing and attunement. So I know, like, when Spirit be saying shit, we hear. We hear, Spirit. We hear. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Something new is being created on the planet. And as always, like when things are birthing themselves out, there'll be pain in that contraction, that birthing process. There's going to be pain. There's going to be annoyance. There's going to be upset. There's going to be frustration. There's going to be fatigue in that. But we have to stay strong. The strong will survive through this. And what I mean by that doesn't mean like you won't survive like living, but like keeping your head on strong, keeping your eyes forward, um, and not being pushed down by the shifts and things that happen. Because a lot of these things that happen, yes, they are to be taken seriously, but not to pour into fear. You know what I mean? It is not for you to pour fear into it, get your head all caught up because that's part of it. It's like a soul shock to get your attention, to get you riled up, to get you emotional, to get you in fear, to get you in place, get you in alignment. So it's not to say ignore what's happening, but don't give it too much power. Because when you give it too much of your energy and your emotions, you're not sound minded and you're not clear. Okay. Um, hmm. Let me clarify this, baby, on this card. Mm. Birth rates might keep dropping a little bit. I don't know if that's happening in the US. I think it's like uh not 100% sure. So I don't know why I say I know. Um if I can recall accurately, I believe in Korea it is. The birth rates are dropping. One of those places there's a birth rate that's declined. In the US, I definitely see that. For a time, maybe it needs to be that way, or it might shift within the next 4 years. Kind of to some degree, it does need to happen. I don't even want to say this because I know this might offend some people or specifically a group of people, men, maybe. Okay. Um, Women might choose to stop having children because of something with male energy. Uh, For a time, maybe. If there are babies being birthed here, it's because they're supposed to be here, obviously. But people have that right to say they don't want to be a mother. I can't shame anybody for that. Do I agree with every decision every human makes? No. But I'm just calling it as I'm seeing it. You know, I'm not trying to like make anything too much or be controversial. I'm just saying what I'm getting. Um, So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna say I feel like there's a birth rate decline, or in the U.S. in particular, maybe lots of parts of the world, and that maybe within 4 years or up to 4 years, because there might be a need to correct the planet. Like some babies are gonna be here because that's what they're supposed to do. I feel like yeah, that's they're supposed to be here, and then some might not come here yet, or they might wait until something is more balanced out. Like it's all about divine intention and timing with this too at the same time. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like some babies might be, come because their energy can handle the frequency or the shifts or they're a part of the shift. some will wait until like certain things are in place. Like that's just what I'm getting. I don't know if that sounds clear, but the best way I can describe this. hmm I'm gonna do a live discussion on um, the prophetesses and the rising of the prophetess, because I'm getting that energy here too. But I want to save that for my live discussion because I've been sitting on that. But I'm gonna release that soon. I'm gonna talk about that, and what I've gathered, I've channeled from this. So yeah, that's the world views that I see as of right now. Okay. But I don't know what the other option was. Y'all voted 15% other. But the divine connection read, I will do that in another video. Lucky for y'all, I might just come back on because my energy is fired up. I just need to check on my feline and see where he at. I'll make sure he's in the house. And then I'll be right back. But yeah, other than that, y'all like this video, share it, okay? Um, if you guys would like to book a personal reading with me, I am available for readings. Click the link in the bio section. I'll be sure to put that in. If you're watching this at the live, if you're watching it on a replay, it should already be in the description. But if not, it is Walu Child Readings, like my channel, Walu Child, and then readings dot ninja, like Kung Fu Ninja. And then for the voice recorded readings, they're under the shop tab. And for phone readings, they would be under the book section on the upper right hand tabs of my website. So much love to you guys as always. Y'all be blessed, be safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hopefully, I don't know if y'all gonna be over there with the Divine Connection one, but I will see you over there. And as always, much love, be blessed, be safe, take care, peace.